Hey, and welcome to YYCFempreneurs.com and the Fempreneur podcast. So, this video or this podcast episode, depending on how you're tuning in right now, this is an example of me, killing two birds with one stone, as they say. So, I have my trusty little list of things that I would like to share with you. And the first thing I'm going to do is let you know that there are some new programs available to fempreneurs who are looking for marketing and business support. And of course, doing those fun marketing and business things alongside other like-minded women. So you can check those out at the programs page or on the programs page here on the website. You can just click the tab that says programs and it's all there. So I'm going to share with you a little bit of the story about how I came to actually launching these programs recently, what I've been percolating on regarding that, and how I actually built them and put them out to the world because it's been a process. And I want to take you through it because if you're a fempreneur, you're constantly dreaming up new things and you're wondering, should I put the time and effort into building this? Or is it going to be another one of those things because we've all built those things that never really go anywhere. We launch them out to the world. No one raises their hand. No one signs up. No one says, I want that. And then we feel defeated. We feel like we've wasted our time. And we've all been there. However, I have learned how to not do that. And so for the last 5 years, because it was February 2019 when I started the YYC Fempreneurs community, it actually wasn't called that at the time. Back then, all I knew I was doing was teaching a completely free 6-week marketing school to female entrepreneurs. And I had a bunch of them in my world. So I guess, when things like that happen, you pay attention to the universe trying to tell you what to do. And they were asking me, Lindsay, we're seeing you doing all these things on social media to grow your business. Curious to know, how it's working or how you're coming up with all of this stuff. So at that point, I had discovered in my financial business and through writing my first ever book called Money and the 39 Forever Mom, I had discovered some really cool things about marketing that were working really well for me. And I wanted to share them with these women. And so, and I mean, as of course, in the financial world, if you're not bringing in new clients, your income isn't really growing. So I saw this as a way to kind of give back to my community, give these women some of my knowledge, and of course, become known by more women entrepreneurs in my community and maybe even across the country. So I dove into teaching my first ever free 6-week marketing school. Fast forward to today, a community was born, all these really cool things happened. And it happened because of the stuff I'm going to share with you in this video. So if you're listening on the podcast, you may want to hop over to yycfempreneurs.com and actually watch the video, or you can keep listening. But if you like watching videos and you like, people talking with their hands, then you can feel free to watch the video version of this. So the first thing that I did when I wasn't really sure if I was on the right track was get feedback. So before I even built one, lesson for my 6-week marketing school, and before I even built any visual aspect of what I just put out there to the world, these new programs I was talking about, I asked around. I asked people what they thought of it. What do you think of these ideas? Would you even do something like this? And so I was being asked recently in my current life, not my 5-year ago life, my current life, I was being asked by fempreneurs how they can work with me in, various ways. So right now, just to give you kind of a, I don't know, like if you want to, open up my business and look at it like you're a surgeon looking at the guts of everything. I will tell you how my business looks right now. So I usually have about 6 one-on-one clients, and those are women who I work with, and I see them every single week. So we meet once a week. I help them with everything to do with updating their website, to writing new copy, to writing and sending emails. I teach them all those things before before long, so they can actually do a lot of that stuff on their own. Some of them don't like doing it. Some of them still aren't quite there yet in kind of grasping the processes and the systems and the technology. So that's what my business looks like. Sometimes I take on short-term clients who just want websites built. Sometimes they're launching a brand new business, so they want all of the visual brand and the messaging brand built for them. And usually they stay on longer than they anticipated because they fall in love with me and they find me so helpful and they stay longer. Plus they love the community and getting together with all the ladies here. So, but I'm just one person, right? So even though I do have an assistant, she helps me with a lot of the things, the creativity comes from my brain. And so I do need to spend um, an amount of time with these ladies each week. So of course, that's why 6 is my max capacity. And I discovered that, of course, because like everything I do, I push myself to the limits. And then I'm like, whoa, that was too much. Time to dial it down a little bit. So what happened was over the last year, throughout 2023, I realized that I didn't have a lot out there other than my one-on-one coaching and whenever I felt like holding a free workshop or a free class. Oh, my phone's ringing. It's my son. I'm gonna hold on for a second here. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, my son was driving and needed to call me and share that with me. So what I was talking about was how I come up with these things that I end up eventually launching out to the world, how I get feedback on them, how I make sure I don't spend a bunch of time building things that maybe people don't even want. So I recently was like, okay, I only have so much time and I always have, a wait list for my one-on-one clients, or just because the universe is so amazing, one person leaves and the next day someone else comes knocking at the door saying, hey, I want to hire you, I want your help. So it's been one of those things where I still feel like I'm not doing a great job of putting my smart marketing and business brain out there into the world in a way that combines all the things that I know are necessary for fempreneur success, which is a little bit of me every month, so a little bit of one-on-one and a little bit of group. So they're with other fempreneurs who are learning the same things and who are available as human beings to bounce ideas off of and get feedback from. And then kind of on demand stuff. So when no one else is there, maybe at 3 a.m. you can't sleep and you want to hop on and do a course, or you want to watch a recording of a one-on-one we did together 2-3 months ago because you forgot some of the stuff that I had shared with you that you thought was really great at the time. So I needed to create that. And so that's what I've created. And I'm super pumped about it. And I got tons of feedback on it. And the women that gave me feedback on it made it so much better than I could have ever made it. And they, of course, improved the wording and the way I described everything. So that was awesome. So that's out there and that's available. And you can check that out. You can, ask questions if you want more, information about anything. As always, I'm available. So my lesson for you today is actually 4 steps. So the first one is when you have an idea, you think you want to put something out there in your business, a new product, a new service, a new package, a new program, whatever you want to call it. The first thing to do is go out to your circle, and preferably not people who are your family and friends, preferably people who've either worked with you in the past and might want something like this as kind of, to get back in with you, to, you're obviously smarter now than you were 2-3 years ago. If your business has been around a while, maybe they just want a little bit of you in their life after they've moved past your big coaching program. And this is something I'm working with a lot of my clients on right now too, who have similar sort of structures to their coaching and knowledge sharing businesses. So you don't want to put them back through your whole original program. They don't want that either, but they want something there. So get their feedback on what this thing you want to build is. How much, of each type of support is there going to be? If you want some ideas on how to do this, you can go and look at what I've built. There's going to be ways for you to recreate that as your own. If you're selling physical products, same thing. I don't sell physical products, but I do work with clients who do. And I know that when they want to launch some sort of new product, they first of all want to get some feedback on it. So throwing up a poll on Instagram a few times in 1 week and kind of looking at the numbers, and then maybe even reaching out to the people who answered the poll and getting their feedback and asking them for more information about their answer. So always getting feedback. And so what I did when I started my completely free 6-week marketing school was I didn't build anything. I think I just had written down in my notebook the things I knew I wanted to teach them, but I wasn't sure if they'd want to learn any of that stuff. But I built that, and then I called it a 6-week marketing school because I figured I could probably keep them going for 1 session a week for 6 weeks. And then I don't know what I called it. I think I called it Women in Business Marketing School. The Fempreneur thing came later. It was actually one of the women that came up with that name. So I put the sign up page out there on MailChimp. I let people sign up for it. And voila, I had 8 women registered. And so those 8 women actually all showed up for almost every single one of those 6 sessions. I was able to meet one-on-one with a few of them as well every single week. I gave away so much value and so much of my knowledge for free. But the stuff that came back into my world for giving those, those things away for free and my knowledge away for free was huge. I ended up with 2 website design clients out of that first group. Almost every single one of those women, if not every one of them, referred their friends, their fempreneur friends, to take my next 6-week marketing school. I ended up repeating this process over and over again, getting financial clients, and then this marketing business sprouted out of it. And it was so fun. And it was like, it was just so interesting to see how, asking for feedback really does work. And it's how you build the things you're meant to build, not the things that you just think that you should build in your own head, but the things that the universe needs from you. And they will have ideas for you that you could have never thought of. They will have ways to package your brain that you would have never even thought of. So please, please, please ask for feedback. Now, the next thing, I've got these 4 things. So that was the first one. The second one is pre-launch or tease people or give an early bird price on something. So this is maybe even before you've built it, right? Tease people about what it's going to be. And this is great if you're holding any kind of lead magnet events where maybe you're hopping on Google Meet with a group of people and there's been no money out for you because you're not renting a venue. You're not doing anything that costs money. You're just like, here's the topic. I've been asked this question a lot lately. I'm going to hold a free workshop on it. And of course, if you structure your workshop slides and the things you say properly, which is a whole other ball game that I work on with my clients, but if you do that properly, people will come into your business and hire you because they will be wowed by you. They will get that little taste of awesomeness from you, and they'll want to take the next steps. Now, making sure you have the right next steps, that comes back to the first thing we talked about, which is getting feedback. I think you're starting to see the pattern here. So pre-launching, teasing your audience, putting out an early bird price. If it's a free event, teasing people like there's an event coming soon. There's only going to be 8 spots in it. It's going to be completely free. But if you want one of those seats, there's a wait list. Like you can do wait lists too, which is another part of the strategy. Anyways, so number 3 is actually using the power of video to talk about what it is and who it's for. Now, you don't want to go on and on and on and on and on because you want to have that air of confidence. You want to have that air of, I've got you. Here's a little bit about what you're going to learn. There's going to be so much more. Come and find out. What have you got to lose, right? So that in a video with your voice, with your face, and you might not look super confident. You might look a little terrified if you're brand new to video, but guess what? That's okay, right? Shooting a video that you've done completely on your own. I am constantly taking my phone for walks with me with my dog and just shooting videos as I talk because those real and raw videos, those are the ones that build trust over the really produced and expensive looking videos that kind of look like you're trying to be someone you're not, right? We're not all working full time for CTV News. We're not newscasters. We're not professional reporters, and we shouldn't look like we are, and we shouldn't try to be that, okay? So number 3 was video. Use the power of video to your advantage. It's a completely free tool. You can post videos all over the internet for free. And the only way you're going to get better at it is if you start doing it. The other way you're going to get better at it is if you come into these new programs that I've just launched. There's 2 levels, and both of those levels include my video marketing course, which is, even if you just come into my community, my new program, and just to get the video marketing course, you're going to get tons and tons of value just for that. So there's other courses there as well, but the video marketing course is in there and it's great and it'll help you build video confidence. So the 4th and last step is, this is something that we all need when we're growing our businesses, when we're building new things and launching them out to the world. We need accountability, right? We need someone who sees us, who hears us, who knows enough about us to kind of call us out on our bullshit, or to know when they can push us a little harder and say, really? You have an event next week and I've seen you post about it twice. Like, come on, like chop, chop. You got to get after this, right? We need people in our court to do that for us. People who are paying attention, who care enough to take the time to encourage us. So this is where when I first, to back up to 2014, I got fired. I was working for a large international investment firm and I got fired. And although it was a total blessing in disguise, it was fully that rug ripped out from under you feeling. And I was like, and right now I'm working with one of my fempreneur clients, and she talks about this stuff all the time because this is a big thing she helps her clients through. And she's been saying, telling her stories and talking about how like what's going on with us when we get fired from a job, and how if we don't actually process it or really think about how it made us feel and the feelings that came up for us, we can carry those on into our lives for years and years and years. And so what happened to me was I didn't deal with it. I did luckily sit down with a few different mentors, but no one who was like a professional coach who helps people through this, at least not for the first little while. And I kind of floundered my way into starting my own financial business, which was great, but it took me a lot longer to grow that business because when I finally did hire a coach, and I hired a coach who, done a lot of the things I wanted to do, he was constantly correcting the things that were coming out of my mouth. He was constantly rephrasing things I was saying. He was helping me sound and feel more confident because what comes out of our mouths is what we really believe. So some of the things I was saying about myself or describing, the ways I was describing my knowledge and expertise was very, very like just weak, basically. And he would be like, no, what did I just hear you say? And so we all need people who have been there ahead of us, who've got some experience in it, who really have our best interests at heart. So if you are on your business journey and you're writing down, your checklists in your notebook, where's my notebook? I don't even know where my notebook is. If you're writing down checklists in your notebook, this is bothering me now. I can't find a notebook, which is really weird. Oh, here we go. If you're writing down checklists in your notebook and you're the only one that knows what's in that notebook and you're the only one that knows what's on your checklist and you don't have any fempreneurs who are in your court or even a business coach of some kind, it's going to take you longer to do everything. Those little hurdles, those little moments where you doubt yourself are going to have a bigger, more negative impact on you, and it's going to take you longer to recover and pick yourself up and move on. So I highly recommend you get involved with some sort of a business coach or a marketing coach, or it doesn't have to be me, but you will need someone. If no one's ever picked you up and dusted you off and helped you gain confidence, maybe you've been fired before, maybe you've had a business that went bankrupt or you had to shut it down. Maybe you feel defeated. Maybe you're still struggling with that. Should I even be an entrepreneur? Am I even good enough to be an entrepreneur? Then you need help because you are good enough. You can do this. You just need the right people in your court. So get the accountability. And if you want some accountability from me, I can give you a tiny little bit. I can give you 1 meeting a month for a very, very affordable price. And I can give you a whole lot more than just that 1 meeting a month with me. So check it out. Thanks for listening to the Fempreneur podcast, for sharing this episode with your Fempreneur friends. Thanks for tuning into this video if you're watching it here at YYCFempreneurs.com. And I hope to see you really, really soon. Take care for now. Bye.